Ooh. Quite the matchup in store tonight, Doris. Two conference rivals set to clash once again.
And BA, there's typically a little bit of chippiness because it is clear these two teams don't like each other, and you and I are here for all of it.
Now Washington's starting five. Chris Middleton is out there with George. Then there's Sarr. Then it's Malcolm Brogdon. And it's Champagnie at the 2. Now here's Pirtle. George with the block. Pass to Brogdon. Lets it go from deep. Rebound by the Raptors. And here's Ingram from the arc. Rebound by Middleton.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
And Ingram is good for 3.
The crafty play there by Ingram, using the pull-up jumper to beat the defense.
Doris, you look at this Washington team. They hit the reset button.
BA, I am sure that's not an easy decision to make, but I believe it was the right move. Washington was kind of stuck at that play-in level. Now they have a clear focus and direction on the future. May take some time, but I like the plan.
Now here's Dick. Pass to Mobo. Ingram up top. Middleton covering. And that one's good. Ingram.
It's hard trying to match up with Ingram, especially when he's looking to score inside.
George outside. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Dick. The Raptors have gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Mobo can't hit. Washington has gone 0 for 2 from outside. Champagnie, the pass to George. Outside Brogdon. Pass to Sarr. Back to Brogdon. 6 on the shot clock. Barnes with the rebound.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
Here's Dick. Sends it home from three-point land.
I'll tell you, Grady Dick can shoot for days. I mean, his confidence from beyond the arc is really incredible.
And there's the screen. Brogdon, the pass to George. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. Three-pointer is up. Middleton. Rebound, Toronto. Outside Barnes. Outside Dick. Pass to Pirtle. Outside Barnes. And Chris Middleton gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
His first personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Dick. Nails the wide open jumper. Dick's got 5 now.
And I love Dick's aggressive mindset. I mean, this is how lethal he can be catching and firing.
Takes a step back. Champagnie, the pass to Sarr. No good on the 3. Here's Toronto with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Outside for Ingram. And a slam dunk by Ingram.
They've been very effective so far. A balanced attack at its best.
On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
You know, Grant, an underrated area of improvement for Scotty Barnes has been his defense.
You're spot on, B.A. I mean, we've seen an elevated intensity from him on that end. Finding more denials, attacking the ball, really proving himself as an effective stopper. Attacking in the painted area. Clearly that was their game plan coming in.
Dick gets the bucket.
And early on, they've been on a tear. Just getting whatever they want offensively.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip. And guys are making their shots. That's critical.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Barnes feeling it out a bit. Tried to come right back with a three of his own, but it's no good. The Wizards trail by 7. Here's Sarr. Kicks it out to Middleton. To the inside. That shot missing. Hurdle with some nice D. For Toronto, they've got 7 of 11 shots to find the mark. Here's Sarr. That one falls. He's now 1 for 3.
And defensively, you just cannot let Sarr get that ball inside.
To the middle. It's stolen by Brogdon. On the break. For 3, George. Bobo with the rebound. And here's Ingram from the arc. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Raptors.
The way they just continue to drive right at the defense, they've really been overwhelming them when they do this.
I think the other thing they've done a great job of is making their presence felt inside, converting tons of paint opportunities.
Dick is out there with Scotty Barnes. Then it's Brandon Ingram. Then there's Jakob Poeltl. And it's Mobo in at the power forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
Well, what a big-time athlete. Scotty Barnes sprinting to the cup with effectiveness.
And timeout is called by Brian Keefe. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. A line change here for Toronto. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
The Raptors are still developing. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, we're focusing on offensive execution and player development. It's about what we need to do night in and night out, regardless of the opponent. As we grow, we'll teach more schemes for opponent preparation. BA step by step.
Yeah, it's a process, Allie. Thank you. With some arc. Ooh, nice. Smart. Slipping inside.
I'll tell you have to appreciate the confidence of Marcus Smart. At point-blank range, he is an efficient scorer.
And that one's good. Quickly.
And you like the balance here, not just falling in love with the 3 ball.
Kispert, the pass to Bay. Lets the 3 fly. Counted from distance. And that ties it up.
Hey, you leave him open, he's going to make the defense pay for that level of disrespect.
Grant, would you say the Raptors are in the process of starting over?
You know, I certainly don't think that's the wrong thing to call it, B.A. Coaching changes, some big trades. They're shuffling things around and trying to start building something new.
And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. Well, despite the effort to create super teams, the league has a lot of parity right now, Grant.
It really does, and I like it. It's not quite like the 80s Celtics and Lakers or the 90s Bulls, partly because of the salary cap. It's so hard to pay more than 2, maybe 3 stars at a time.
And that misses. That would have put him up.
Listen, he's a confident player, but if you're going for that kind of finish, you better finish it.
That's tipped. And that one's good. That makes him 2 for 3. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Wizards.
I must say their defensive intensity has been impressive so far, really making it hard for the offense to hold on to the ball.
The other thing they've done a great job of so far is getting offense off of their defense, forcing turnovers, then quickly converting.
And Washington has possession. The Raptors making their last shot. Now here's Barrett. Tight defense on him. Here's Boucher. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And it's a 3-point Raptor lead.
And for Boucher, to me, it's about taking his time inside. When he does that, he's very effective.
Smart for 3. Oh, my goodness. Smart from way out there.
Listen, he's streaky, but if he gets hot, you've got to run people at him. Anything you can do to disrupt his rhythm.
Abaji can't hit. Washington has gone 2 for 2 from the arc here in the second. Kispert outside. Takes the 3. It's hauled in by Robinson. Toronto has gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. Quickly passes to Boucher and finished off by Boucher.
Well, you can see Chris Boucher's got excellent vertical. Makes that finish look easy.
Pass to Smart. Quickly with the ball. He's picked up by Kispert. The 3, Barrett. He's in his comfort zone. 2 for 2 to start this one.
We see this every night. He has the skill and versatility to keep a defense guessing.
Smart against quickly. Kispert outside. Back to Smart. And Smart nails the triple.
I'll tell you, the dynamic physicality of Marcus Smart, he has gotten a lot of opportunities.
It's Barrett on the wing. Back to quickly, 18 feet out. And there are the Raptors with another bucket. End of quarter management here. They can go 2 for 1.
Make the math work in your favor.
Here's Smart. Basket counts. Smart's got 14 points.
Boy, he's been unconscious this quarter. I love the confidence he's playing with.
Boucher outside. 26 seconds left in the second. Back to quickly. Just 5 to shoot. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And here's Kispert from the arc. No good. Gets it off. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. Toronto out in front. They're up by 2. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. You look at Marcus Smart. Man, has he been playing well.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far, unstoppable.
So on the floor for the Wizards, they've got Chris Middleton. Sarr out there with George. Then it's Malcolm Brogdon. And it's Champagnie at the 2 spot. And it's Brogdon missing.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
Something this Raptors team does very well is move. And here comes the coach's challenge. He disagrees with the foul. He does not hesitate to ask for a second look. It's a pretty heated game. Every call matters.
And even still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
Now here's Brogdon. Oh! Brogdon rising up for the flush.
Yeah, you must have an understanding of what the defense is going to do when you play pick and roll. Malcolm Brogdon, yes, that's in his tool bag too.
And if you're a longtime Washington Wizards fan, you have to be pining for the glory days, Doris.
And think how far back those glory days were, the 1970s. Back then they made 4 finals. and won one championship. But since that point, BA, they haven't even made a conference finals. And yet again, they are in a rebuild. Incredible.
Now here's Brogdon. There's a screen. And it's Middleton finishing it off.
Yeah, whether it's his passing or scoring, Middleton will pick you apart in the two-man game.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Guys, Scotty Barnes said, my game starts on the defensive end, guarding anybody and taking pride in it. That leads to great offense in transition and just leads me to stay on lockdown throughout the game. Brian?
And Allie, for all his offensive gifts, that focus on defense is what makes him special. From deep, Brogdon!
Both teams are starting to find a rhythm here.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Barnes passes to Dick. And again, Toronto with a triple.
When you have vision at the forward spot, it always opens up and elevates a team. Scotty Barnes passing on display.
Vucevic, he's checked in for Washington. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Right side, Brogdon. Watch out! Brogdon coming through!
How about putting it on the deck and going with a level of intention? Malcolm Brogdon on the drive.
And it's Dick off the drive. And that one good. Dick's got 5 points now this quarter. And Washington has possession, trailing by 2. And Grady Dick gets a whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game. A new lineup here for Washington.
Substitution on the court.
Smart outside. And we've got a timeout from Brian Keefe. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. And the Raptors with some changes. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by in the second half. Now here's Kispert, tightly guarded. Just 4 to shoot. Bay with a screen on Barrett. Here's Coulibaly. Pass to Holmes. It's Smart on the wing. The Wizards need to get off a shot here. Holmes finds Smart. The offensive rebound. Outside for Bay. Knocks down the triple. Bay's got 10 points. Neither team has been able to assert its dominance over the other.
Yeah, the struggle is real tonight. 7 lead changes and still in the third quarter.
Now here's Barrett. He's got 5. Outside Robinson. Pass to Barrett. Lets it go from 11. And it's Coulibaly with a rebound.
Cannot believe he missed that one. Ooh, I'm sure he can't either.
Picked by Holmes. Three-pointer Kispert. And it's Washington with another.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
And down it goes. 2 points. He has 6.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
Oh, Smart drives. And the layup is good off the glass. And the Wizards lead by 3.
You know, this is in part what makes Marcus Smart very dangerous, right? He can slice into the defense. He's got that remarkable speed to get where he wants.
All alone from mid-range. You gotta think he's kicking himself.
Kispert on the wing. Back to Smart. We've got 33 seconds left in the third quarter. Takes a 3. It's hauled in by Robinson. Robinson's got 4 rebounds now. Here's Abaji. Offline with a 3. Wizards leading by 3. Bay outside. Back to Holmes. Oh, it's Holmes with the big jam.
That's what we call a power finish. There's no such thing as gentle for the big man.
Here's Abaji. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth. Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. Toronto has gone 6 of 14 from the perimeter tonight. We've got Chris Boucher. He's out there with R.J. Barrett. And it's Robinson in at the center position. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. Oh, the shot no good by Kispert. And so quickly we'll bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. It's a 5-point game. Abaji can't hit.
Oh, man, he can't get anything to fall. You can feel his frustration.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
Now here's Smart. Outside Coulibaly. Picked by Holmes. And the foul called on R.J. Barrett. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Sarr passes to Kispert. Unloads. Kept alive. Smart for 3. His first miss. Making him 7 for 8. Raptors trail by 5. Abaji, the pass to Barrett. Here's Abaji. Boucher on the screen. Right side, Robinson. Launches it. Another shot. Count it, and the foul. They'll pin that one on Marcus Smart.
We talk often about Chris Boucher's length. Well, right there, you see him use it to track down that offensive rebound.
So Toronto going with almost an entire new group here. Pirtle's checked in for Robinson. Brandon Ingram comes in for Barrett. Barnes, he's checked in for Abaji. And it's Dick in for Quickly. So Washington going with an almost entire new group here. Vukcevic, he's checked in for Holmes. George comes in for Sarr. Middleton is checked in for Kispert. And Malcolm Brogdon is subbed in for Smart. George with the block. Inside. Kicks it out to Middleton. They set the pick. Fires the 3. Knocks it down from distance. And now a 7-point Washington lead. All right, well, a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Wizards.
You have to like what you've seen from them defensively. They've done well contesting shots and have managed to come away with some blocks, too.
What about the defensive intensity they've had in this one? Jumping passing lanes, poking the ball away, just doing a great job creating chaos.
He gets it in there. Brogdon's got 11 points here in the second half.
Wow, plenty of ways for Malcolm Brogdon to do damage on the offensive end. Painted area, no problem.
Here's Barnes. Outside for Ingram. Boucher outside. Just 5 on the clock. Middleton against Ingram. No luck on that one. Some solid defense from Coulibaly. In transition, here they come. Three-pointer is up. Middleton. And the Wizards with another 3.
I'll tell you what, I mean, it feels like Middleton can shoot from anywhere, but he's especially deadly from the corner.
Barnes passes to Ingram. Ingram can't get that one to fall. Washington leading by 9. Middleton finds George. Back to Middleton. George is screen on Ingram. Pass to George. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play. So both teams changing it up here. After their title in 2019, the Raptors have struggled to stay among the league's elite stores.
Well, think about it, PA. The driver of that title success was Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry. Both of those players are gone. Very hard to replace players of that caliber. Almost inevitable they were going to take a step back.
And Washington with possession. They're on a 13-5 run. Smart outside. Over to the left wing. Middleton against Barnes. The 3 is up. Pirtle with the block.
Very hard to get a shot off over Jakob Pirtle when he's that tight on you. Too much size, too much length.
There's a minute 12 left in the game. Here's Ingram. Outside Dick. This one for 3. And Vukcevic pulls it down. Wizards leading by 10.
Well, now it's just a matter of watching the sand fall through the hourglass. This game is wrapped up and a strong showing for the Wizards.
And they were on fire tonight. Fantastic offensive performance, Greg.
Yeah, B.A., they really shot the ball well. I mean, their coach has to be beyond thrilled with how well they played.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Marcus Smart.
Anytime they needed a bucket, they'd put the ball in his hands and say, go make a play. It was impressive to watch.
Hits the trifecta.
And they knew it wasn't going to be easy to win on the road, but they've controlled the pace on this one.
And sometimes when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
Middleton from the outside. It's rebounded by Dick. And so here is Toronto.
And you know they're extremely disappointed right now. I mean, this one getting away from them.
Well, they definitely have some things to work out, and you'd love to see them finish this game the right way.
Middleton from the outside. Here's Koulibaly. He connects. So we see the Wizards taking the W here. All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. Well, folks, that's going to do it for...
stands out for both of these rosters is that they both feature top-tier athleticism.
And, Kevin, that bodes well for us, right? There's a lot of speed, some great athleticism. I'm sure we're going to get some highlight reel plays tonight.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. We've got Tim Hardaway Jr. Asar Thompson is out there with Tobias Harris. Then it's Cade Cunningham. And it's Duren in at the 5.
So fast of foot on the run, Asir, tough to catch.
Here's Barrett. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Tim Hardaway picks one up. And the defense of this Raptors team, Craig, they are built to switch.
And it's no accident with their roster construction. They like having wings that can guard all 5 positions. Makes defending a much easier prospect.
Now here's Thompson to the inside. Outside Hardaway. Lock at 6. Harris outside. Here he goes. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
And it does a world of good for them to have Harris getting busy inside. Gives them that inside-out edge they're looking for.
Barrett against Hardaway. And here's Ingram from the arc. Rebounded by the Pistons. Outside Hardaway. Uncovered. And it's Ingram with the rebound.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
It's stolen by Cunningham. Here's Thompson. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
An explosive player. Thompson has serious leaping ability, and that comes in handy around the basket.
Drills it from outside.
And good to get him going early. That shot should give him some confidence.
Yeah, it's always nice to see him drop in a triple early in the game. That'll set him up for success the rest of the way. Well, that's the look he wanted, but the defense doing just enough to impact that shot.
Silky three-point shot by Ingram. Just goes to the arc and knocks it down.
Now, here's Cunningham. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. I'd send it over to David Aldridge, who had a chance to catch up with head coach Darko Rajakovic. David.
We talked about how dialed in he is on Cade Cunningham in this matchup. The coach told me the key is not to let him get into a rhythm early on. That might mean you have to throw different defenders at him. Maybe send them double teams too. Everything is on the table tonight. Let's see what they come up with for Cade. Guys?
Thank you, David. Here's Harris. Brandon Ingram picking up that last bucket. He gets it in there.
And credit Harris for creating that high percentage look, scanning the floor and finding the best option.
After a solid rookie campaign, Coach, Jalen Duren had a breakout sophomore year.
Well, Kevin, Jalen Duren knows who he is. Averaging a double-double, but he stays within himself. Doesn't take very many jump shots. Shot well over 60%, and he has got a great motor.
Pass to Barnes. Now, Pirtle. Raptors moving the ball around. Here's Barrett. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
I love seeing Barrett cash in there. He knows he has what it takes to finish through contact.
Here's Cunningham. Duren trying to break free. And then Cunningham with the dunk.
And that's a special play coming from the one spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Now, here's Barrett. The layup off target. 1:05 left in the first quarter. Here's Thompson, and it's Thompson with the jam.
And when he lets the athleticism take over, Thompson can do almost anything.
Pirtle kicks to Barrett. Pirtle with a screen on Hardaway. Here's Barrett, back to Pirtle, and the dunk by Pirtle.
I love seeing a player pass up his own shot to create a great look for a teammate.
Barrett against Cunningham. And he lays it straight in. Cunningham's got 7 points.
just showing some grown man strength there. Cunningham gifted at working through the contact.
And so it's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for Detroit. It's a 5-point game. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. On the wing, Hardaway. Dick defending. Harris setting the pick for Hardaway. Buries the long-range jumper.
They just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Well, as a coach, this is when you enjoy what you're watching. Your team playing well and everything just flowing.
And so is Detroit in the driver's seat. Up. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Detroit.
Well, I like how they're going right at the defense, creating high-quality looks with that penetration.
And something else that's working for them is ball movement. A lot of their points so far have come as a result of smart plays.
We've got Chris Boucher, and it's Battle in at the 3 slot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. He stands since 2009. The Pistons have just 2 playoff appearances.
Yeah, that's true, Kevin, and they got swept in both of those playoff appearances. They haven't won a playoff game since 2008. And with all the lottery picks they've made recently, their fans are itching to see some progress.
They get a hand on it, and it's out of bounds. Okay, they say it was last touched by Ivy. There's the pick. Here's Mobo. That one's no good. 0 of 1 to begin the game. Pistons leading by 7. Holland the pass to Stewart. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Well, converting on those transition opportunities is just so important.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Obviously, the Pistons in the midst of a long rebuild. 2 seasons in a row at the bottom of the league standings. Last season, they had the worst record in this once proud franchise's history. That counts the record-setting 28-game losing streak that they had. It's pretty clear that this could be a long road back to redemption. Kevin?
Yeah, could is the operative word. This could be indeed. David, thank you. It's blocked. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Buries it from 3-point range.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
Inside, here's Reed. Misses the layup. He had him with that bump fake. Raptors trail by 4. Pass to Mobo. Here's Abaji. Covered by Beasley. Raptors moving the ball around. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Here's Ivy. Boucher with the rebound. The Raptors have gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. As the son of 2 professional athletes, Stan, Jaden Ivey was raised around sports. He knows the culture.
Yeah, that's an understatement, Kevin. His grandfather and father both played professional football. His mom played in the WNBA. She's now a college coach, but she also spent some time as an assistant with the Grizzlies. This guy has had sports from the time he was born.
We've got some talented defensive big men in the league today, Coach. But in your opinion, who would you say is the best rim protector?
Well, Kevin, I would have said Rudy Gobert because people didn't even want to go to the rim and challenge him.
Right.
Anthony Davis is great. But I'm telling you, the young guy, Victor Wembanyama, I think is the best we've got now.
Isn't he something else, Dan? We've never seen anything like him.
We never have, and I'm not sure we ever will again.
No good from Beasley. Toronto, they've gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field.
And the defense had no chance trying to stop him there, just punishing them on the break.
The Pistons have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Stewart finds Reed. Here's Howland. Tries a 3. Detroit, no good that time either. Pass to Battle. There's the 3. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Reed a screen. Here's Ivy. And slam dunk by Ivy.
And man, can Ivy fly. I mean, a big-time finisher.
Boucher's shot is off. Pistons trail by 3. Beasley for 3. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Yeah, clearly a defensive lapse there. He is automatic from deep if you're going to leave him that wide open. Big-time mistake.
And stolen by Ivy. Jumps up. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Well, as a coach, turnovers will drive you nuts, but sometimes that happens when you're aggressive. So there's a bounce.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Pass to Stewart. Stewart, a screen for Beasley. The teardrop falls in. Beasley's got 5 points now this quarter.
Great touch there. It's just so tough to defend a floater like that.
Here's Battle. He has 5. With 4 seconds on the clock, and they call the foul, so he's got the and 1 chance here to make it a 3-point play.
Well, you gotta love the finger roll. Always looks so smooth.
This is his second attempt at the line tonight. Poked away. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Raptors lead by 1. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Jalen Duren is out there with Asar Thompson. Then there's Hardaway. Then there's Tobias Harris. And it's Cunningham in at the point guard position. Barrett kicks to Ingram. Over in the corner, Barnes. Pass to Barrett. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Harris. Cunningham with it. Picked up by Barrett. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And it's easy to see why so many are so high on Cunningham, a talented guard who can do a little bit of everything.
Both shots good from the stripe. Coach, it didn't take long for Cade Cunningham to establish himself as the leader of this team.
Well, Kevin, he's very mature for his age. He was put in a position with all young guys around him, so he had to step up. And I've never heard Cade Cunningham blame anyone else for the team's struggle. He's got everything you could want in a team leader. For a center, he's maybe undersized, but his ability to get in the air to make a play balances that out.
Wasted no time on that one. Barrett's got the lead up to 5 now for Toronto. Here's Cunningham. Thompson outside. Back to Cunningham. Lays it up off the glass. Cunningham's got 11 points.
Yeah, Cunningham is not shy about mixing it up down low. He's got a great feel around the rim.
Barnes finds Barrett. Oh, and the jam by Barrett.
This guy is a fantastic athlete. Barrett looking like a man on a mission with that slam.
Cunningham passes to Harris. Cunningham against Barrett. On the wing, Hardaway. Shot clock at 6. Here's Cunningham. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Cunningham's got 6 here in this quarter.
And you can see why they continue to call Cunningham double. Once he's flipped that switch, let him go to work.
And so it's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. It's Duren, top of the key. Out to Hardaway. Yep, that one goes in there. Now just a 1-point Raptor lead.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
For Detroit, they've gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter.
Oh, defending Cunningham, boy, a challenge. You have to pay extra attention. That's when you leave someone open.
Pirtle dishes to Ingram. Barrett against Hardaway. Barnes screen on Hardaway. Out to Ingram. And Barrett with the basket on the assist from Ingram. 9 points in the game so far.
Can't allow Barrett that kind of positioning. He's just too skilled at finishing, even when you try to get physical with him.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Jalen Duren, a physical specimen, is improving the finer points of his game, including his vision. He said, I feel like I've always been a good passer. I've developed more of that as my young career has gone on, understanding the league better and how to win. Kevin?
Yeah, D.A., you know, it takes time, but nice to see his development.
Great awareness by Thompson, wanting to find his open teammates whenever he can.
Ingram finds Barrett. That's good, and it's Ingram with the assist. Barrett's got 11 points. As we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ballgame.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
Here's Cunningham. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Pistons lead by 1.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, this is why the fans are here. Each team trading blows, increasing the entertainment value.
Cunningham passes to Duren. The kick out to Cunningham. And the call will be against R.J. Barrett. That is his first foul of the game. And it's a completely new group for Toronto. 34 seconds left here in the third quarter. Duren sets the screen for Cunningham. Second shot opportunity. Out to Hardaway. Pistons passing it around. 5 on the clock. Goes back up. It's Cunningham with the drive. Here's Abaji. Guarded by Hardaway. Abaji, the pass to Boucher. Shoots over Duren. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Well, he's more than comfortable in the mid-range, but you can't make them all.
That concludes the third quarter. It continues to... Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. So it's the Pistons now. They trail by 1. We've got Emmanuel quickly. And it's Abaji in at the 2. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. And it's Beasley finishing it off. Boy, right down to the wire here. Still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the win.
Here's Mobo. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, with him, he's dangerous because he's so confident. He wants to deliver in these moments.
Pass to Mobo. Here's Battle. The trade gets it to go from beyond the arc. And it's a 4-point Toronto lead.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
A nice shot by Reed.
There's a certain resiliency to this team, and you're starting to see it.
Yeah, and as a coach, you love having a team like this. They've got zero quitting.
Count that bucket.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
Ivy kicks to Stewart. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Stewart's got his first basket.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
Quickly the pass to Boucher. Took the opportunity when he saw it.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Yeah, and how great have these offenses been for these teams tonight? Just fantastic.
And folks, the coach's challenge has been.
At the line for the Pistons.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
4 on the clock. Here's Ivy. Missed inside. Raptors leading by 4. Here's Mobo. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%. Detroit's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And that one's good quickly.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
Yeah, they've looked really in sync after the break. Getting the shots they want and converting.
Bucket is good.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And the Pistons, entirely new group now out there. Ingram kicks to Barrett. Ingram a screen on Hardaway. Here's Barrett. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Barrett's got the lead up to 9 now for Toronto.
And this is Barrett at his best. Looking for a shot, being active on offense. Love it. And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
Ingram finds Dick. Back to Ingram. Away against Barrett. No good with the triple. Pistons trail by 6.
Every second counts now. They can't wait around.
And they have to play fast, but also smart. Every possession counts right now.
Here's Hardaway.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. Onside, Barrett. Pass to Abaji. We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter. To the paint. And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Oh, why dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Good on the first, and that brings them within 5. And both free throws good for Duren. The way, Greg, they're sharing the ball tonight, mesmerizing.
Everyone's getting to touch it, and everyone's contributing.
Barnes looking around. Ingram outside. Barrett for three. Off on that one. And so the big win by Toronto in a tight game. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans.
that have struggled to find any sort of confidence.
You're right, B.A. And the thing that you want most is to find out where inspiration is going to come from. You don't want to rely on your coaching staff and use the coach's verbiage to get you going. Some player is going to stand up and stand out tonight. And like a weather vane, things can just shift. And with the win here tonight, the team could go on a little bit of a roll to reestablish some of their confidence for the rest of the season.
Now let's check out the starters for the Detroit Pistons. Thompson and Harris are the 3 and the 4. Tim Hardaway is out there with Cunningham. And it's Duren in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here's Duren. And Chris Middleton gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Cunningham against Smart. Down low. And Duren with the basket. On. The assist by Cunningham.
They're going to work inside. I like how confident Jalen is from this area.
And at 6'10", Jalen Duren is an incredible athlete for his size.
Yeah, he's got a lot of bounce, which helps him as a rim protector, rebounder, and lob threat. Plus, he's got quick feet, and he's able to guard smaller guys on the perimeter.
Now here's Smart. Blocked!
Yeah, anytime you put the ball up near Duren, there's a chance it ends up back in your face. Did you see that? I mean, going right to the rim, that's how you finish in the open floor.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Now that's how you capitalize on a screen.
Yeah, good positioning, too. Gave him a clear path to the hoop.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
Here's Middleton. Here's Champagnie. Rebound Detroit.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play.
Outside Hardaway. To the paint. Duren. Nifty move. And the dunk by Duren.
And that was special. It's easy to be excited about Duren's future in this league.
And timeout is called by Brian Keefe. He wants to review the game plan. Sarr's checked in for Washington. The Wizards have gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Smart with the ball. Now guarded by Harris. Sarr passes to George. Beyond the arc. And another miss by Washington. The Pistons have gone 4 of 4 from the floor. Perfect start. Harris on the wing. Duren with a screen on George. And here's Harris outside. Sarr pulls it in.
Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one on him. And that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times.
From the arc. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
If that jumper could become a consistent option for Sarr, he's going to be a dangerous player in this league.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Cade Cunningham has really been improving from distance. He said early in his career he was playing a lot of minutes and stepping back to the NBA three-point line, he just didn't have enough legs in his shot. After his shin surgery, he redefined his form and strengthened his legs. Brian, he said it helped a lot.
That could be a silver lining of all that time off, Allie. Pass to Harris. Duren, the screen. Down low. Deflected!
What I like about Sarr as a shot blocker, he can do it anywhere on the floor.
Shoots, and it's good as he snugs it right through the net.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
And Grant, when you play the Wizards, you better be ready to run.
BA, they like to speed you up. They force you to play at their pace. And on the flip side, that gives you open floor opportunities as well.
Now here's Harris. The 3-ball. Drills it from deep. Harris has got 5 points.
A solid three-point marksman. Harris has that inside-outside offensive game.
To the inside. Here's Sarr. And that one is hammered home.
Oh my. What a display of effort.
That's his bread and butter, right? Chasing down the boards.
Stick with fundamentals there. Shot goes up, box out, or he'll destroy you.
Now here's Cunningham. 6 points for him. Here he goes. Clock at 4. Thompson attacking. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
I like that. I mean, some physical play inside. He's not about to give up any easy baskets.
Both free throws good from Thompson. The Wizards have gone 6 of 11 so far. George passes to Sarr. Here's Smart. Duren with the rebound.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
Cunningham looking it over. Misses in close.
Ooh, old school right there. No easy buckets.
And a high-scoring first quarter. Both teams really filling it up. The Pistons on top. And if you just joining us, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And a chance for a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for Detroit.
They've been in rhythm from the in-between area, just keeping things simple and taking what the D gives them.
Getting to the inside is really important, but it's how close you can get to the basket. It feels like these guys are all around the rim in their attack tonight.
We've got Malcolm Brogdon, Bilal Coulibaly out there with Rashawn Holmes. Then there's Corey Kispert, and it's Vukcevic in at the 5, down low. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Wizards. Now here's Beasley. Back to Stewart. From outside the arc. It's rebounded by Washington.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
Launches a 3. Nails it from 3.
This game has been like a seesaw. Both teams going back and forth at one another.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another. The threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
Wow, 8 lead changes in the first half. Unbelievable.
Yeah, both sides digging in for what looks like a war.
Brent, how much importance do you put on coaching at the pro level?
Well, B.A., it's huge, and I think the best coaches in the league are the best relationship builders. I mean, it's not about the tactics. Everybody's running the same plays and trying to take advantage of the same things. It really comes down to the connectivity between the coach and understanding each and every player you have on your team.
The Pistons leading, and now the Pistons in transition. Fires for 3. Waters can't hit. The Wizards have gone 2 of 4 here in the second quarter. Back to Kispert. Out left to the wing. Holmes finds Brogdon. Inside. Oh, it's Holmes with the big jam.
And Holmes can be a tough cover, especially in that 2-man game.
Detroit has gone 0 for 2 from outside in the second quarter. Ivy with the ball. Now guarded by Brogdon. Pass to Stewart. Ivy with the ball. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And the Pistons lead by 1.
Stewart really valued for the energy he brings to the game. That and that 7'4" wingspan, that makes a lot of things happen.
And here's Holmes. Here's Vukcevic. Off the mark there with a 3. The Pistons have got 3 of 6 shots to go here in the second quarter. Last season was tough for the Pistons, Brent, setting an NBA record by losing 28 games in a row.
BA, I'm a glass half full guy. I'm going to go on the bright side. Look at their core. It's led by Cade Cunningham. This guy is ultra talented. He's still in his early 20s. They have a lot of young talent on the roster. They're going to be better, and they play way better in the second half of the year. So how's that for some positivity?
Washington has gone 4 of 9 so far from the perimeter. Holmes passes to Brogdon. 3 minutes of action thus far in the second. Now here's Koulibaly. Ivy defends. Oh, man, this has been an absolute battle in the first half.
Each team trying to establish itself. The lead just keeps going back and forth.
Pass to Reed. Three-pointer. And the three-pointer goes.
And I'll tell you what, that's what being unselfish is all about. Ivy finding the open man.
Kispert outside. There's the three. Offensive rebound. Holmes passes to Brogdon. Koulibaly on the wing. Here's the pick. The Wizards need to get off a shot here. Here's Vucevic. Misses the three. Used the pump fake well, but he couldn't capitalize. And Bilal Koulibaly picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Third team foul.
There's a minute 12 left in the second period. Beasley against Brogdon. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Not the tallest center in the league. He more than makes up for it with those crazy hops.
Kispert outside. Three-pointer. The rebound by Stewart. A chance at a 2-for-1.
You have to find ways to use the clock to your advantage.
Pass to Waiters. Now Stewart. Here's Waters. Guarded by Brogdon. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Back to Stewart. Rebound by the Wizards. Kispert outside. Here's Holmes. Outside Koulibaly. Pass to Vucevic. Kispert left side. No good. Would have counted had it gone. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Pistons ahead, up by 4. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
And now, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Give me a beat. They're thinking about the shot.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Nice game. Great performance by Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, he played such a smart first half, maximizing his opportunities offensively.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
Setting the floor for Detroit. Down low, it's going to be Harris and Duren. Cade Cunningham out there with Tim Hardaway. And it's Thompson in at the 3. And the Pistons shooting an efficient 57% tonight. All right, Grant, I have to ask you, has there ever been a more intimidating team than the old bad boy Pistons?
Well, they weren't fancy, but they played hard and they played physical basketball. Every team that faced those Detroit teams knew they were in for a battle.
Sarr misses. And here's Thompson. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. The lead is 2. Hardaway's shot is good.
He's got some growing confidence right now in the catch-and-shoot game, Hardaway Jr. Feels like he could score from anywhere.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thank you, Brian. Well, the Pistons have struggled despite the improvement of their young cornerstone, Cade Cunningham. He said, quote, "This league rewards winning. People are going to say everything I'm doing is empty and meaningless until I win games. That's what I plan on doing, and once I do that, all the other stuff will come with it." Guys?
That's a great perspective to keep right there, Allie. Thank you. Harris passes to Cunningham. Back to Harris. George with a steal. Over a minute and a half now into this third quarter action. Smart, a screen on Hardaway. Here's Middleton. Takes it inside. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. That one on Thompson.
Speed burst that time from Middleton, a relentless penetrator, and not afraid to take the punishment.
First one falls for him. Both free throws good from Middleton.
At this point, you might as well go ahead and chalk up the points. when he's at the free throw line, pretty much automatic.
And Marcus Smart picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Cunningham against Smart. The three is up. Sarr pulls it in. Washington trailing. For the tie. Kicks it out to Middleton. They set a pick. Clock at 6. Sinks it from distance. Middleton's got 5 points in the quarter.
Middleton looking pretty comfortable right now playing in the pick and roll, whether he's passing the ball or shooting it. Right now making good decisions.
3 on 3 from the arc. The Pistons clear it. Cunningham outside. Oh, deflected. And the Wizards on the break. Middleton with it. Picked up by Cunningham. George outside. And it's Harris with the rebound. Detroit has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. Pass to Thompson. Back to Cunningham. Thompson outside. Harris outside. Second chance shot. Here's Duren. Out to Thompson. Now Hardaway. Shoots over George. Tries yet again. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. And they're not happy with the call here.
Second team foul. At the line for the Pistons.
People were worried that this would slow the action down. But with so many close calls in every game, the NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
So Washington ends up going with a new group.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open three when he's got it.
With the Bradley Beal trade, Washington made it clear they were going in a new direction for him.
Yeah, it felt like the Wizards were stuck in the Delaware just a little bit. They won 34 or 35 games for 3 straight seasons, and trading away Bradley Beal was an admittance to, hey, we've got to start over. We've got to do something to get some younger players in here on the roster and give us some flexibility. The future is now for the Washington Wizards.
Vukcevic, good.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
And he got the hand in a game this close. They're going to challenge the call.
First personal foul. Third team foul.
And even with the coach's challenge in place, we've seen so many of these personal foul calls still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Oh, rocketing off the floor. Ivy using all of his athletic ability on the jam.
Outside for Brogdon. Pass to Vukcevic. Kispert outside. Lets the 3 fly. And Reed pulls it down. Beasley outside. Picked by Stewart. To the middle. And finished off by Stewart.
There are only a few players who can hit a teammate like that in stride. Beautiful assist.
Kispert right side. Just 3 on the clock. He knocks it. They may want to review this one. And not so fast. The officials are going to check that shot again and make sure they got it right before we go to the fourth.
And the video is going to be sent to the officials from the replay.
And we wrap up the third, and it looks like it's going to be an exciting fourth. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get set for quarter number 4. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. We've got Bilal Coulibaly, Corey Kispert out there with Malcolm Brogdon. Then it's Rashawn Holmes, and it's Vukcevic in at the center position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Wizards. And it's a completely new group for the Pistons. Clock at 2. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Yikes, that one stings there. Hurts so much more to turn the ball over, especially with how tight the game is.
The Pistons shooting an efficient 57% tonight. Thompson with a screen. It's Cunningham with a drive. Dunks it hard with one hand. Wow, he makes it look easy.
This is such a great use of his ball handling skills and size as Cunningham makes a nice play.
Smart outside. Middleton with a screen on Harris. Smart passes to George. Over Harris. George with the bucket. A few possessions into the fourth. Just over a minute played. Cunningham outside. Thompson passes to Duren. There's Cunningham with a 3. Smart grabs the miss. And for the Wizards, they're shooting the rock well at 46%. Pass to Holmes. Now here's Coulibaly. He's watched by Cunningham. Back to Holmes. Picked by Holmes. Here's Coulibaly. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. And it's Detroit with the ball. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. For 3, Hardaway. The shot's good on the assist by Cunningham. Cunningham's got his 3rd assist of the night.
That's one of Tim Hardaway Jr.'s favorite shots. Not just the ones that go in, but from that spot on the floor.
And timeout is called by Brian Keefe. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point. And Washington making a change here. Sarge checked in. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Hey guys, well, Brian Keefe was just reviewing the plan with his team. First and foremost, he wants to see more points in the break. He asked his team, where's the urgency? We know what we can do in transition. Now let's go out and do it. We'll see if they can pick up the tempo, guys.
Appreciate the report, Allie. Cade taking it in. Washington with a rebound. Sarge got 4 rebounds now. Pass to Middleton. A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Smart outside. Here's Coulibaly. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. For Detroit, they've gotten half of their attempts to fall in the fourth. 2 for 4 now. And now we have an intentional foul. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, bizarre play, B.A. Not sure what got into him.
There's Cunningham with a 3. And Detroit another 3.
Man, I'll tell you what, the pressure is cranked up. Who better to call than this guy?
Middleton with a screen on Cunningham. Kicks it out to Middleton. A minute 53 left in the fourth quarter.
Well, you make strides to get back in the ball game, but an errant shot like that can definitely cost you any kind of momentum. Have to use better judgment there.
And the Wizards on the break. Here's Coulibaly. Good on the shot. Detroit has gone 2 of 3 from beyond the arc here in the fourth. Cunningham drives in. Duren. Gets another look. They shoot again. And it's good on the layup.
What an injection of energy from Duren, working hard to find points for his team.
Thompson against Middleton. And it's Middleton finishing it off.
Well, Chris Middleton has been waiting for moments like that.
Outside Hardaway. Thompson outside. Pass to Cunningham. Back to Thompson. Some solid defense from Coulibaly. Washington has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter. George passes to Sarr. Money!
Wow, that takes steady nerves right there.
Not backing down from this moment here. When the game is close, he kicks it up a notch.
Now here's Duren. Pass to Hardaway. Are you kidding me? Wow, amazing!
Man, that is a gutsy shot from Hardaway, and he comes through.
Left side, Coulibaly. Here's Sarr. Smart, up top. It falls! And he's tied it up! What a shot!
Yeah, total focus from Smart in the big moment. He just looks fearless.
Here's Duren. And we are headed to overtime. A do-or-die defensive stop, and they came up big. And timeout is called by Brian Keefe. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances. We've got a timeout from Brian Keefe. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page. Money!
Great teamwork and great timing.
Oh, spectacular play. And so it's Washington who scrapes by with the win. That was
These two teams are both aggressive, attacking in transition.
Well, you've got to play to your strengths, right? But really, the league in general is looking for early offense. These teams, no different.
Here are the 5 for the Raptors. They've got Pirtle. Brady Dick is out there with Barnes. Then it's Brandon Ingram. And it's Mobo in at the 4. Here's Brogdon. Fires for 3. And it's Ingram with the rebound. Barnes outside. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
You get the sense Scotty Barnes is very comfortable in the painted area. That's easy work.
Here's Sar. There's the drive. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Barnes down low. Defended by Middleton.
Sees his man, has the angle on the interior, and drops a dime right there.
The Raptors shooting their first free throw of the contest. And that one misses. We know, Doris, at one point, the Wizards had one of the most unique pairings in NBA history.
Think back to 1987, 1988, the year you're talking about, when the 5'3" Muggsy Bogues was a teammate of Manute Bol, who stood 7'7" tall. At the time, they were the tallest and shortest players in NBA history, with 28 inches between them. Incredible.
Not just a jump shooter. Dick can operate inside that restricted area.
And that one's good, Champagnie.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And there's the call on Malcolm Brogdon. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. Out of bounds, Washington takes possession. Middleton against Barnes. Pass to Sar. Beyond the arc. And Pirtle pulls it down. Knocked away. 3-on-3. And he makes good on the layup. Brogdon's got 5.
Well, just Malcolm Brogdon understanding how to get out in transition and finish with authority.
Mobo gets the basket. Wizards have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Pass to Sar. Now here is George. Now Brogdon. Pocket 6. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
How about putting it on the deck and going with a level of intention? Malcolm Brogdon on the drive.
Here's Barnes. Here's Mobo. Back to Barnes. It's hauled in by George. Wizards have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Hey, Doris, how has Scotty Barnes advanced his game since being named Rookie of the Year back in 2022?
Well, all the physical skills are there for him. Tremendous athlete, cross-positional defensively. I think what happens for young players is they start to read the progressions of the game more quickly. Now you can put the ball in his hands, let him be a decision maker. This guy is a stat stuffer.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, the Raptors are rebuilding with purpose. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, we're doing a good job at the start of this process, selecting the right people that care and are very committed to each other. That's a good baseline to build on. Kevin, slowly, the pieces are falling into place.
David, you're so right. He is great at developing those young players. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession.
They got very fortunate there, guys. They should just take their time on offense and not try to force things.
1:11 left to play in the first quarter. It's good on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Outside, George. Saw the pass to George. To the left wing. Here's Champagnie. A three-pointer off the mark. Toronto trailing. Down low. Here's Mobo. Howard down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
When you have vision at the forward spot, it always opens up and elevates a team. Scotty Barnes passing on display.
From deep, George. And Middleton kicks to Brogdon. Kicks it down to Middleton. Shot clock at 5. And Pirtle sends it back.
Very hard to get a shot off over Jakob Pirtle when he's that tight on you. Too much size, too much length.
And this game already taking shape as an offensive battle.
Well, the fans love it. Coaches may not like the lack of defense, but boy, the rules promote scoring, no doubt.
The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. It's the Raptors. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
So for Toronto right now, we've got Emmanuel quickly. R.J. Barrett is out there with Chris Boucher. And it's Abaji in at the 2 spot.
Well, if there's any player in the league who relishes contact, it's Marcus Smart. You want to play physical? Oh, yeah, I like that.
Barrett kicks to quickly. No one near Boucher as he lets it go. No good on the triple. Washington trailing. It's Smart with the drive. Pass to Koulibaly. Now here's Holmes. And it goes on a bounce. Last touch by Barrett.
Remains with Washington.
Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Bay, 6 on the shot clock. Kispert, the pass to Smart. Can't get the bucket from 20 feet out.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Pass to Battle. Back to Barrett. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Tipped away. Quickly kicks to Barrett. Sinks the three-pointer. Barrett's got his first 3 points of the game.
Boy, you've got to be shot ready in catch-and-shoot situations, and we know RJ's got a quick trigger.
Doris, something R.J. Barrett can do well is put stress on that defense with his three-point shooting.
Well, he's a little bit of a streaky shooter, Kevin, but it never affects his confidence. This guy just keeps coming at you and keeps believing in himself. Historically, his shooting gets better over the course of a season.
And so quickly, we'll bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Here's Abaji. And a miss there on the triple. Wizards trail by 4. Bay passes to Kispert. Back to Bay. Here's the 3. That will not get it done. He's 0 for 2. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Smart up top. Quickly covering. Smart puts the pick in for Bay. And again, Washington no good. Raptors leading by 6. Here's Barrett. Pass to Boucher. Boucher the screen. And that one's good. Abaji.
Tremendous vision from Chris Boucher. He is making a case for being more involved offensively.
And it's Brian Keefe calling timeout here. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. Smart finds Kispert. We've got 1:48 left to play in the first half. Toronto's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Quickly with it, now guarded by Smart, and it's quickly missing.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Holmes kicks to Bay. Holmes passes to Bay. Now here's Kispert. Garrett covering. Off target from outside. Raptors leading by 7. 1:02 left in the first half of the game. Agbaji can't get it to go. Washington's gone 0 of 3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Back to Smart. Pass to Bay. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Marcus Smart dishing it well in that instance. We know he is a special defensive player, but how about that pass?
40 seconds left in the first half. Out of bounds. Washington takes possession.
Listen, turnovers happen. You've got to move on to the next play.
Wizards trail by 4. Koulibaly with it. Hasn't made one yet. Oh, what a great finish as he gets bumped on his way up. He'll go to the line and try to tack on another.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
The Wizards have shot just one free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game.
And their free throw percentage as a unit last year, 76%, right around the middle of the road.
26 seconds left now here in the second. Boucher the screen. Agbaji the pass to Bat. Here's Agbaji. Pass to Boucher. 6 to shoot. And that time also a missed shot.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Raptors lead by 1. We've got more hoops coming your way in just a moment.
27.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Greg, what a great time to be a fan of basketball. Not just in the NBA, but all over the world.
Absolutely, Kevin. The sport just continues to grow, and there's increased value being placed on all-around skill, even in youth basketball. And I think that bodes well for the future of the game.
We've got George. He's out there with Sarr. Chris Middleton is out there with Brogdon. And it's Champagnie in at the shooting guard position. That's the 5 on the 4 for the Wizards. And Middleton kicks to George. And George gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
Toronto leading by 3. Barnes down low. Defended by George. In the corner, it's Ingram. Dick sets a screen for Ingram. That one goes in. Ingram's got his second basket of the game.
And you see the polish from Ingram as a scorer from every level. His versatility is a boon for this offense.
The 3 from George. Up again. And staying with the play, Middleton.
You know, his positioning near the hoop, always to his advantage. Just a terrific job to tip that one back in.
Back to Dick. There's a screen. Pass to Pirtle. Here's Dick. He's guarded by Brogdon. Dick passes to Barnes. The Raptors need to get a shot off. Mobo can't hit. And here's Middleton bringing it up now for the Wizards. They trail by 3. Brogdon looking it over. Pass to Middleton. Back to Brogdon. It's rebounded by Dick. Raptors leading by 3. Ingram outside. And he drives in, and he banks in the layup. Ingram's got 6.
And loving when Ingram uses that length down low, not settling for the jumper.
And they call an illegal screen here.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
Barnes outside. He takes it in, and it's Barnes slamming it down.
Oh, Scotty Barnes off the deck and to the cup. Nice finish.
And we've got a timeout called by Brian Keefe. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. When you think about Scotty Barnes, Doris, it's amazing how good he already is.
Kev, it's remarkable that he can affect almost every aspect of the game at a high level, meaning he can guard the opponent's best player, but he can also fill up the box score on the offensive end. Points, assists, rebounds, he can do it all.
And the Wizards are going with a whole new group out there now. Pass to Battle. And he drives in. Here's Abaji. Now, quickly. Guarded by Smart. And there's the shot clock. Violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. A 3. And Holmes throws it down.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Craig. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe. Just maybe.
Oh, no excuse for a guy of his caliber. You've got to finish that slam. You've got to be a little embarrassed by that one.
Now, Smart. And here's Kispert from the arc. Drains it from beyond the arc. Now just a 2-point Raptor lead.
This is as pure a shooter as there is. You've got to stay connected or it's a problem.
And the foul on Marcus Smart. That's his first foul. We've got 1:18 left to play here in the third. And here's quickly for 3. It's good from long range.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Bay finds Smart. Bay with the screen for Smart. Back to Bay. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Outside for Smart. Off target from 3-point range. Raptors leading by 5. Here's Barrett. And Barrett slams it in.
That's coming with force. R.J. Barrett, nothing you can do to stop that.
From outside the arc, Boucher with the rebound. Boucher's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Abaji into the lane, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might.
Second team foul. Stance. Shooting for Toronto.
The officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking and the game continues on. Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Here's Boucher, and he can't extend the lead to double digits. Pass to Koulibaly. He gets it up. Sends it home! What a shot!
You want drama? We've got drama. That's the...
How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. So for Toronto right now, they've got Barrett. It's Boucher out there with Emmanuel quickly. And it's Abaji in at the two-guard position. Here's Smart. Pass to Holmes. And here's Bay. Holmes with a screen on Boucher. To Holmes. And Holmes throws it down.
Can't afford these defensive breakdowns, especially down the stretch.
And right now, neither side can get a stop. Looks like both coaches will have plenty of material for the film room.
And here is Kispert. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. And it's Koulibaly, top of the key. They set the pick. Here's Smart. And there's the foul. It's on Koulibaly. That's his first foul.
Just got a little ahead of himself going for that rebound and gets whistled for the over the back.
And to me, that's just a case of being too aggressive. You're out of position. Don't compound the problem by committing that foul.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Sars checked in for Rashawn Holmes. George comes in for Sadiq Bey. Chris Middleton's checked in for Corey Kispert. And Malcolm Brogdon subbed in for Smart. Brogdon kicks to Middleton. The shake. Plays it up and banks it in.
Yeah, Middleton is a talented scorer from anywhere on the floor. Goes to the paint and does his thing.
And it's Ingram missing. Washington trailing. To take the lead. And he's good on the three ball.
That's a huge three-pointer. He'd love to become a go-to guy for them here in crunch time.
Yeah, and when he gets going, he adds another dimension to their offense that can make a huge difference when the game's on the line.
A bit of pride at stake, trying to get that last three ball back, but couldn't get it to fall.
Here's the screen. Middleton for three. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Dick wide open. And again, no good by Toronto. Wizards have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Here's Koulibaly. Sinks the triple. Koulibaly's got the lead up to 4 now for the Wizards.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Pirtle. It's tipped. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Koulibaly with it. Now guarded by Pirtle. Brogdon finds Koulibaly. Back to Brogdon, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jakob Pirtle. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for the Wizards. And the Raptors also making a change. Barrett's checked in. Holmes with a screen on Barnes. Middleton for 3. No good on the shot. Raptors trail by 4. It's Ingram on the wing. He's defended by Koulibaly. Here's Barnes driving inside. They retain possession. And Barrett gets it to go.
Undaunted by the moment, R.J. Barrett with the delivery.
And here's Middleton bringing it up now for Washington. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. Ogden the pass to George. Holmes kicks to Middleton. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Koulibaly. Takes the 3. Gets the 3 to fall.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
Out to Barrett. Good. And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
R.J. Barrett at a critical juncture, no hesitation. Wow.
Pass to Koulibaly. 34 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Back to Brogdon. With the floater, George. Money!
If you want to talk about an NBA player who has poise and vision, that's Malcolm Brogdon doing work with the pass. That is nicely done.
Barnes dishes to Barrett. Ingram attacking. Toronto working the ball around now. Barrett finds Dick. Back to Barrett. Bullseye! A tremendous 3 to tie it up.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
And right now, Greg, he is doing a great job delivering for this team. Productive and efficient.
And we've got a timeout called by Brian Keefe. Pivotal moment in this game. He's not taking any chances. He'll call time. Middleton inside the three-point line, and that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. And don't... These teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters, and now we head to overtime. Should be a blast. Here's Smart. Chris Middleton is out there with George. Then there's Rashawn Holmes. Then there's Smart. And it's Koulibaly in at the shooting guard.
I'll tell you have to appreciate the confidence of Marcus Smart. At point-blank range, he is an efficient scorer.
Ingram kicks to Barnes. Out to Ingram. Basket is good. The assist from Barnes. Ingram's got it all tied up now for the Raptors. Pass to George. Holmes setting the big for George. George double teamed. And here's Middleton, covered by Barnes. Holmes with a screen on Barnes. It's tipped. Middleton the pass to Smart. Shot clock at 6. And Barnes sends it back.
Boy, big-time denial from Scotty Barnes. Use that frame to your advantage. You know, you have to recognize the chance to push it, and they did. Great pass to get the ball behind the defense and an easy 2 points on the board.
Holmes kicks to Smart. Middleton outside. Pass to George. Kicks it down to Middleton. George with a screen on Barnes. And it's Middleton penetrating outside Smart. Over Dick. Here's Holmes, and Holmes throws it down.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, Gia, he knows what his job is. Control the offensive glass.
And that's so demoralizing to your opponent. To play great defense and have the possession end that way, that's tough to take.
And that one's good, Barnes.
Scotty Barnes in the big-time delivery. Big spot, young man. Yes, sir.
Smart wide open, he fires. A three-pointer is right on target.
Well, Marcus Smart stays ready for these moments. When his number is called, the ability to deliver a big-time bucket.
And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. And the Raptors lead by 2. Middleton the pass to Holmes. Smart deciding where to go with it.
Well, we call that a perfect perfect pump fake, right? Smart selling the shot, accepting the hit in the process.
At the line for 2.
First free throw is good, and that narrows the gap to 1. Sar's checked in for George. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
Ingram finds Dick. Back to Ingram. Up top, Barrett. The kick out to Barnes. Pass to Dick. Here's Mobo. Here's Ingram. Swiped it away. Here's Middleton. Takes it inside. And we've got a timeout called by Brian Keefe. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. Well, given the scenario here, how do you approach this next possession?
And guys, it all comes down to this one shot to win the game. They have just enough time to run a play that'll lead to a catch and shoot here on the inbound. Maybe one quick pass and then get it up.
Substitution on the court.
And it's Brian Keefe calling timeout here. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. So I'm looking at the clock. And, guys, the situation. What do you think we're going to see next?
And they have just enough time for a catch and shoot here. It has to be an immediate shot, though. That's their only hope.
To win the game. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. And so the big win by Toronto in a tight game. They escape with
Grand Prix. These teams, wins have been tough to come by lately.
No doubt. That creates a little bit of added pressure, too. So the last thing a struggling team wants to do is lose to an opponent in the same situation.
So let's take a look at the starters for Toronto. Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. R.J. Barrett out there with Dick, and it's Ingram in at the 3 slot.
Great touch there. It's just so tough to defend a floater like that.
Cunningham passes to Duren. In transition. Barrett can't hit.
Oh, gritty defense. Protecting the rim at all costs against a guy who has all sorts of ways to finish.
Here's Pirtle. Soft touch off the glass.
Nice offense here. Close in. Great bet to go.
Cunningham passes to Harris. And there's the screen. Wide open. Pulled the shot a little left. The bounce goes his way, though.
The team counts on Harris for this right here. I mean, his efficiency is a big part of their offensive scheme.
They get it back.
Well, that's why he's out there using his size in the paint.
Here's Thompson, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Asar Thompson. That's his first foul of the game.
And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
For Toronto, they've gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. And one thing we know we'll see, Jalen Duren giving his all on the glass, Dan.
Yeah, Brian, look, he's one of the best per-minute rebounders in this league, and it's what the team needs for it. But he's also become a very good finisher around the basket.
With 2 hands on the rock, he powers it through.
Totally in control, protecting the ball the whole way. Here's Harris. Toronto grabs the miss.
You gotta finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Boy, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
Yeah, I'd consider calling timeout right away after that one. The defense has to be better there.
Now here's Barnes. Ooh, Thompson with the block.
What you love about Thompson is his versatility at both ends of the floor. He's even able to block shots like that.
Cuts off the pass. And now the Raptors on the break. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
What a two-way play. Just tremendous.
Yeah, the steal was slick. The slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Duren with a screen on Barnes. Cunningham drives in. Oh, it's blocked. It deflects off the backboard. And it's going to be out of bounds. Detroit will have another go. Five to shoot. With the drive. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Cutting apart the defense on the drive. Cunningham skilled at getting to the cup.
Dick with it. Now guarded by Harris. Ingram. And a slam dunk by Ingram.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
Pistons trail by 5. And Allie LaForce spoke with J.B. Bickerstaff. Allie?
And he had nothing but praise for Scotty Barnes on the other side. He said Barnes poses so many problems because of his versatility. He can play multiple positions. He's unselfish. He's got great speed for his size. He had a lot of good things to say. Clearly, Barnes has a big fan here.
Allie, thank you.
He's making the most of every trip to the line, providing for his team.
Kicks it out to Barrett. Outside Barnes. Back to Barrett. Barnes with a screen on Cunningham. Here's Barrett. That's in. Coming off an assist from Barnes.
And I love the confidence from Barrett. He enjoys finding room inside and capitalizing.
Here's Cunningham. The shot, no good. Pirtle with some nice D. The Pistons have had quite a few high lottery picks of late, Stan. However, they haven't had much success yet.
Well, Brian, you know, sometimes it takes a lot of time. Some teams will come together quicker. Some players and some teams need more time to develop. Detroit's just got to keep adding to what they have and continuing to develop the players that are already in their system.
And a great fan base in Detroit, starving for victories. Pistons trail by 5. Thompson in the post. He's guarded by Barnes. Here's Cunningham. Tipped.
Oh, excellent timing there by Barrett. Delivering the swat at the exact right moment.
Just 5 on the clock. There's Cunningham with a 3. And again, no good by Detroit.
Something's off about him this quarter.
Yeah, and sometimes guys just start pressing. The best thing for him is to just slow it down and concentrate on solid shot selection.
Here's Hardaway. The layup off target. And so it's the Toronto Raptors closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. Let's get a quick check of the scoring breakdown here for the Raptors.
Well, they've set the tone early with their pace. So important to capitalize on transition opportunities, and it keeps the defense off balance.
And they've done a tremendous job just creating havoc defensively. Active hands have led to tons of turnovers that they've capitalized on.
So for the Raptors right now, they've got Emmanuel quickly, and it's Abaji in at the 2.
Well, you love the unselfishness, makes the next pass, and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
Here's Mobo. Puts up a 3. And Ivy pulls it down. And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. Detroit shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game. Stan, you were a longtime coach in the NBA, one of the most demanding jobs on the planet. Just how much is required time-wise from an NBA coach?
Well, it's a lot of time. I mean, it's all day, every day, 7 days a week in season. But look, let's put it in perspective. It's not like we're out there running a jackhammer.
Now that's a visual I'd like to see from you, Coach. Here's Mobo. The Pistons getting their last shot to go. He takes it in, uses the glass to finish the layup. Mobo's gotten his 2nd bucket on the night.
Unselfish basketball. That's what coaches love to see.
Beasley, the pass to Stewart. Out to Beasley. Pass to Reed. Just 5 to shoot. The Pistons need to get one up quick. The 3 is up. Tries again. And it's good on the lay-in. Reed's got 6 points.
Making the most of that possession. Unwilling to give up on the play.
Quickly with the ball. And it's Reed picking him up. Kicks it to Quickly. The 3 connects from downtown. And the Raptors lead by 4.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
Ivy finds Stewart. And finished off by Stewart.
What a feed from Ivy. These are the type of passes you love seeing from him.
And Stan, after starting his NBA career playing at center, the 6'8" Isaiah Stewart, more often now a power forward.
Yeah, look, Brian, he's improved as a shooter. He still looks more like an old school big at the 4 spot, but he can step out and stretch the floor.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Ivy outside. Out to Beasley. Pass to Stewart. Ivy outside. Beasley outside. Over Boucher. And good as it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Beasley's gotten his first bucket of the night. Here's Mobo. The layup misses. For Detroit, they've gotten 6 of their 7 shots to go in the second quarter. Beasley, the pass to Stewart. Oh, swiped away. Pass to Mobo. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
And that's gotta hurt. A turnover for a free run at the rim.
And now we know who has the momentum.
A sequence like that really does sting. I'll tell you that much.
Detroit shooting their 4th attempt at the line tonight.
And how can you not be excited about Ivy's potential? You can tell he wants to keep getting better.
Quickly from outside. They get it again.
Yeah, I can't tell you what a difference second chance points make in a game. That can be the factor that swings the outcome.
Now here's Beasley. Driving inside. Pass to Stewart. Ivy outside. Shot clock at 6. Counted. Ivy's got 5 points now in the quarter.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
Here's Abaji. No good from outside. Detroit has gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. Pass to Beasley. Down low. Here's Stewart. 3 shots, 3 baskets. Great efficiency so far.
Nice pass inside, making things easy for him.
And he's going to the line for 2, and they're not happy with the call here. Coaches.
Shooting for Toronto.
People were worried that this would slow the action down. But with so many close calls in every game, the NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
Now here's Ivy. 5 points in the game. That one rolls around and rims out. Got it off in time. Oh, at the buzzer! He got it off in time!
That is an incredible shot.
Oh, what a miraculous shot. He's going to remember that one.
Well, that's an energizer boost heading into the next quarter. You know he's got to be fired up.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Toronto out in front. They're up by 2. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Thompson and Harris are the 3 and the 4. Cunningham is out there with Tim Hardaway, and it's Duren in at the center. That's the group for Detroit right now. Hardaway, the pass to Duren. Kicks it out to Hardaway. Lets it fly. Pirtle grabs a miss.
You can't ask for a cleaner look than that. He just couldn't deliver.
And here's Ingram outside. Rebound Detroit. Coach, when you talk to Ingram's teammates, they always bring up his remarkable work ethic.
Well, Brian, Brandon Ingram works hard. He loves the game. He wants to be great. He spends a lot of his free time studying the game instead of just hanging out and doing other things.
That one goes. Count it. Ingram's got his second basket on the night.
A long wing. Ingram has the ability to score down low, not just knocking down perimeter shots.
Here's Duren. Kicks it out to Cunningham. Off target from outside.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
And the dunk by Duren.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, B.A.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With the score this tight, you cannot take a chance here. Here's Dick. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. And here comes the coach's challenge. He disagrees with the pretty heated game. Every call matters.
People were worried that this would slow the action down. But with so many close calls in every game, the NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
And a fast break now for the Raptors. And here's Ingram outside. Gets the 3 ball to go. Ingram's got 5 points in the quarter.
Look at how smooth Ingram's shot is. Hard off the pass, he puts up a silky jumper.
Thompson, a screen on Ingram. Harris's shot is good. Stan, you've coached so many rookies over the years. What are some key things you like to see from a player coming into the league?
Well, look, you've got to have a guy, Brian, that's ready to compete at that level and has to bring that every night. From there, it's just all about learning. There's going to be mistakes, but you want guys who can learn and improve at a consistent rate.
Is it true that defense is the fastest way into the coach's heart?
Well, it's certainly a way to gain confidence, that's for sure.
Pistons trail by 3. Seems like this offense is being executed the way it was designed.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach couldn't be happier with the results.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment when you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
Barnes passes to Ingram. And that time also a missed shot. And here's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Cunningham with the flush.
There's Cunningham showing off that leaping ability. Outstanding finish with the slam.
And the officials will call the illegal screen here.
Well, that one stings. In a game where every possession counts, he just gave one away.
And here's Detroit. 9 points in a row. A good run going. Pass to Harris. Outside Hardaway. Here's Cunningham. He's guarded by Barnes. Ooh, Cunningham making moves inside.
I mean, he does everything on the floor. Cunningham always with max effort.
Now here's Dick. He's closely guarded. Deflects the pass. And so ball out of bounds. Thompson touched it last.
He was all over that pass. That's a cautionary tale.
Yeah, and you know they're tracking the tips and deflections because that tells you who's affecting the game.
And the Pistons going with a whole new group out there. Ivy passes to Stewart. Here's Waters. There's 49 seconds left in the third quarter. Inside. Out to Beasley. Over Ingram. It's rebounded by Barrett.
Well, that one should be in his wheelhouse, but just off the mark.
And he jams it home with authority.
He's an opportunistic scorer in the open floor. Barrett makes sure to take advantage of these chances whenever he can.
Reed passes to Waters. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Out to Beasley. To the inside. To the paint. Here's Stewart. He hits it just before the shot clock expires. Stewart's got 9. We've seen 5 lead changes so far. Neither team able to pull away.
Yeah, this game just feels like it's going to come down to the wire.
And so it's Cade Cunningham making things happen for the Pistons. Hunting for opportunity. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist to the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Yeah, he puts that pass right on the money and made things look easy for his teammate.
We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. On the court for Toronto to start the fourth. They've got Emmanuel quickly, and it's Robinson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Pass to quickly. They set the pick. Robinson in the post. He's against Reed. Quickly passes to Abaji. Back to quickly. Here's the three. Drains the triple. And the Raptors lead by 5.
They are unconscious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
Look, when the three is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
And you want him taking good shots at this point in the game. And that one was easy.
Well, with him, he's dangerous because he's so confident. He wants to deliver in these moments.
Here's Battle. Second chance effort. Uses the glass on the layup.
With a tough road ahead, they worked hard to get a good shot.
Pistons trail by 5. Ivy goes in, and that one is stuffed right through.
And this is what makes Ivy special, his ability to finish with power at the rim.
Here's Battle. Outside Robinson. Goes back up, and he lays it up and in.
And coming down the stretch, both teams still playing fantastic offense.
Yeah, in hopes that your opponent is just going to go cold, that's not going to happen. It doesn't look like in this one. This might go down to whoever has the last possession.
I love it. I mean, great ball movement by Ivy.
Pass to Battle, pulls it from 20, and another basket for Toronto.
Assistant, Emmanuel.
Detroit has got 4 of 7 threes to go so far in this game. Here's Mobo. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by now in the final quarter. Off with the layup. Here's Reed. It's hauled in by Robinson. Raptors lead by 4. Here comes Toronto on the push. Here's Mobo. Off target from 3-point range. For Detroit, they've gone 3 of 5 since this fourth quarter started. Stewart with it, and it's Robinson picking him up. Beasley, pass to Waters. Ivy outside. Mobo with the rebound.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Toronto has gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter here in the fourth quarter. Here's Abaji. And the Raptors miss again.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often. Incredible. I mean, high energy in transition. Just beating the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
And now we've got an intentional foul.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
The three from Barnes. Oh, wow. Drew the contact, and that three almost went in. So he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
Hey, nice work attracting the foul from deep. He'll shoot 3.
The second one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he cannot get the third one to drop, going just 1 for 3.
It's just a shame to see him waste that chance. He could have made this a 2-possession game.
They get it back. Second chance shot. Duren. Here's Cunningham. And he wills that one in, sinking it right through the back of the iron. Cunningham's got 11 points here in the second half. Pass to Mobo. 1:16 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Barrett with it. He's watched by Cunningham. To the inside. Here's Mobo. Ingram on the wing. Over Harris. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Yeah, nice fake by Ingram. Setting the defender up to fail.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line. And it's a 3-point game.
Well, make no mistake. This is exactly who they want at the line in this situation.
Harris on the wing. There's 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter. To the middle.
absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
And this guy is just a gamer. Ingram doesn't feel pressure. He embraces the moment, taking and making important shots.
It's stolen by Barnes.
Yes! Really feels like they're in control. They've got a big lead with time dwindling.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no threes.
And I like how tough Cunningham is, welcoming the contact on the way to the hoop.
He makes the second free throw, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. And so he's good on all 3 free throws. And that brings him within 2 here.
Yeah, just a fruitful trip to the line. He's made this a one-possession game.
And they need to stop the clock, so there's the foul.
Yeah, just a must-foul situation to stop the clock.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And a tough break as his second attempt is no good at the line.
It's all about getting a 3 right here.
Yeah, and when your opponent knows what you need, it makes it that much harder to find an opening.
So a close game sees Toronto taking this one. Allie, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight.
Plenty of action down in the painted area tonight, Greg, with the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, I love to see skilled bigs dueling down low. Kind of a throwback in some ways, but there's still plenty of physicality in the modern game.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Sarr out there with George. Then it's Sadiq Bey. Then it's Chris Middleton. And it's Smart in at the point guard position.
And Middleton getting up there allows him, with that height, to get up and jam it down.
Another shot. Out to Hardaway. Thompson, a screen on Middleton. Hardaway passes to Thompson. In transition, here come the Wizards. Pass to Sarr. The shot missing.
Whoops. Got caught in between moves there on his way to the rack.
Harris. Good, and the assist goes to Cunningham.
Tobias Harris getting a little bit creative, finding some room on the inside and keeping the defense guessing with that shot attempt.
Now here's Smart. Sarr sets the screen for Smart. Off target with his three. Now let's send it over to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with J.B. Bickerstaff.
Now, the two of us talked about how important it is to make sure Chris Middleton doesn't get going. Coach said he's an all-star caliber player for a reason. Now, I told our guys to make sure we know where he is on the floor at all times. Now, it sounds like they respect and are aware just how impactful Middleton can be. Back to you guys.
All right, David, thanks. Here's Bey. Tobias Harris picking up that last basket. Middleton the pass to Sarr. Clock at 6. Middleton against Harris. Knocked loose. The Pistons have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Well, it's no secret this Washington team is in a rebuilding phase. But Brent, they've collected some assets.
Yeah, they got some flexibility here, Kevin, and they made the call to start over. They took some other players that other teams didn't want, along with some draft picks, which sometimes you have to do when you're bottoming out. They have a good toolbox to rebuild them.
Hardaway for 3, and Chris Middleton pulls it down. Harris against Bey. A 3-ball. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
And Bey drains the triple.
Detroit's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Cunningham looking it over. Duran a screen. Cunningham with it. Now defended by Sarr. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. For Detroit, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. That's a 2 from Cunningham. Good work defensively by Smart.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Middleton finds Smart. Back to Middleton. 6 to shoot. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. The Pistons leading. Here's Thompson. Rebounded by Smart. George dishes to Smart. Back to George. Pass to Bey. George with the screen on Hardaway. Smart kicks to Bey. Outside, Smart. Kept alive by Washington. Sarr with it. And the foul called on Alex Sarr. That is his first foul of the game.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
The Pistons shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. Cunningham gets the bucket.
Cade eager but not rushed that time, just jumping at the chance with a quick shot.
And here's George. Following the three-pointer by Cade Cunningham. Here's Middleton. And so it looks like the Wizards will retain possession here. There's 38 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Pass to Bay. Shot clock at 6. Back to Middleton. Bay with the screen for Middleton. Offensive rebound.
Nice tip in there. I mean, he's got like a sixth sense in terms of where the miss is going to go. That is really a talent.
Smart against Cunningham. With the drive. Stolen by Smart. Here's Middleton in transition. Here come the Wizards. Bay kicks to Middleton. Over Hardaway. Oh, he got it to go.
Patient. Bam.
Wrist tie game in Detroit. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And what stands out to you from the Pistons so far in this one?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, felt like they knew that there were openings in transition and just wanted to keep trying to feed that, get out quick.
So Detroit ends up going with the new group. Reed out there with Isaiah Stewart. Then it's Ivy. Then it's Malik Beasley. And it's Fontecchio in at the 3 spot. They're the group Detroit will start the second with. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Pistons.
They are committed to running the floor in this one, relying on their speed to get a lot of points off the fast break.
Sometimes the offense can be keyed by just quick possession. So you get a steal, you can get out in transition. They seem to be very focused on that end of the floor.
Very little resistance against that throwdown.
Nope, not what they want to see in a game this close, Greg.
On one side, inspiration. On the other, devastation.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Now, here's Kispert, covered by Beasley. And it's Corey Kispert with the 3.
Now, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Back to Ivy. And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. The Wizards with the lead. Here's Holmes. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And Greg, for longtime Pistons fans, that Bad Boys era was so special.
I mean, Detroit's a tough, hard-working town. And those teams did have great talent led by Isaiah Thomas, but it was their physical, intimidating style of play that made them the Bad Boys.
Holland, he's checked in for Fontecchio. One-on-one here. Now, here's Kispert. Defense right on him. Kispert setting the pick for Brogdon. Back to Kispert, to the middle. Pass to Vukcevic. Now, Koulibaly. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Vukcevic. Ivy defending. Here's Koulibaly. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Pistons trail by 3. Ivy up top. He's defended by Koulibaly. And there's the call on Malcolm Brogdon. That's foul number 2 for him.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Reed a screen on Brogdon. Beasley with Holmes covered. And the dunk by Reed.
What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man. And he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
Now, here's Kispert, covered by Beasley. To the right side. And here's Brogdon from the arc. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
Well, everything in sync right now for Brogdon. Nice base, good timing, good release.
To the inside. And the dunk by Stewart.
passes like that are so hard to defend. He never had to break his stride. So full speed, 2 points.
For Jaden Ivey, the offense, Brent, looks great. Offensively, though, there's a lot to improve on.
Well, sometimes as an individual defender, you can look worse because the team defense isn't there. And so there's been sort of this reflective quality about that. But for Jaden to take on or take the next step, certainly defensively, with all of that athletic ability, he could be elite on that end of the floor.
Greg, you look at today's point guards, so many different types that can be effective.
And there's a lot more freedom for point guards to kind of explore the parameters of their game. Sometimes it's steadying an offense. Other times it's to ignite it.
You know, all the way to the bucket, no resistance, just swipe the candy from it.
Here's Ivey. That misses, had a chance to tie it there. Washington leading now by 3. And it's Brogdon off the drive. Boom, he jams it straight down.
A good job of getting inside. Brogdon finds a way to get 2 more.
Beasley outside. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. 1:22 left to play here in the second quarter. Kispert setting the pick for Brogdon. Pass to Kispert. Here's Vukcevic. Driving the lane. The rebound by Ivey. Pistons trail by 5. Out to the right wing. Here's Stewart. Back to Ivey. Beasley sets a screen for Ivey. Beasley finds Stewart. Clock at 4. And Malik Beasley good for 3. Beasley's got 5 points in the quarter.
And he can be pretty consistent out there, so the defense is going to have to force Beasley off the line.
Holmes can't get it to go in. The Pistons have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. And slam dunk by Ivey.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. And so it's Brogdon who brings up the ball for the Washington Wizards. Pass to Kispert. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Here's Vukcevic. Outside to Brogdon. Nailed from three-point land. Brogdon's got a pair of triples in the second now for Washington. Here's Ivey. And foul on the shot. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
Action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively and involving the coaches by being able to make a challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking and the game continues on.
He misses the free throw. He hits the second from the line. 7 seconds left to play in the first half. Here's Kispert. Drives to the hoop. Some solid defense from Reed. And so it's Malcolm Brogdon making highlights for Washington. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We'll get you back to the action after this break.
Measuring up the shot.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You know, guys, Malcolm Brogdon has been exceptional here tonight.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
They're just way too easy out there, and I'm sure Coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
Here's who Brian Keefe is starting the second half with. Marcus Smart is out there with Bay. Then it's Sarr. Then it's George. And it's Middleton in at the 3. And Brent, talking about Saddiq Bey, he's the type of player that every team covets.
Well, you think about Saddiq Bey and where it is that he came from culturally in college. And this is a guy at his size and with his ability, you can plug in and play and know you're going to get genuine effort on a nightly basis.
The latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thank you. Tobias Harris, over the course of his career, has played a lot at both forward positions. He says, I'm comfortable playing both of them. I'm not big on the position thing. I'm versatile. Kevin, he's just a basketball player and a very, very good one.
I would agree, David. I know you like him. We like him as well. A very skilled one at that. Thank you very much. Cunningham passes to Duran. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Smart. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Pistons trail by 4. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Chris Middleton. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Hardaway. He has yet to score. Pass to Duran. And another turnover here by Detroit.
Wizards with the basketball.
Wizards leading by 4. Smart finds Bay. Back to Smart. Bay against Cunningham. Driving in. Sarr, the pass to George. 5 to shoot. George with the screen on Cunningham. The shot's good from Bay.
Yeah, Bay likes to get to that corner, get his feet set. He's ready to knock down 3 balls.
And the way the Wizards like to play, Greg, you can expect them to get out and run.
Yeah, they're young and they can fly, right? They've got speed and athleticism to get up and down the floor. They'll push the tempo as much as you allow.
Smart on the wing. Started by Harris.
And every so often, Tobias Harris showing you something defensively and great timing to throw that one away.
The Wizards need to get a shot off here. Smart. A putback. Pistons trail by 7. Here's Cunningham. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Brent, we talk about guys on the brink of stardom. Cade Cunningham is right there.
Yeah, the 2 areas you'd love to see Cade improve on is just taking better shots and making plays for others. He has that instinctually, Kevin, as a point guard at his size. But as his team grows, the appreciation for what Cade Cunningham can do on the floor, that will grow too.
Out to Harris. Lets the 3 fly. They get the rebound. Here's Thompson. Outside Hardaway. That's in. Coming off the assist from Thompson. Hardaway has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Looking to get back on track here. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a 3-point play. Going to the line for 1.
Nice body control there from Chris Middleton. Stays with that even after contact.
And a new group getting ready to come in for Washington. Vukcevic is checked in. Rashawn Holmes comes in for George. Corey Kispert's checked in for Saddiq Bey. And Malcolm Brogdon subbed in for Marcus Smart.
Attention fans, now on the court.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. Coulibaly, he's checked in for the Wizards.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
So many teams out there are trying to find their next Chris Middleton. This is a guy that works hard, always ready to drop a shot, will play defense, such a switchblade at that wing position.
Ivy with the bucket.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Middleton, a screen on Beasley. Here's Koulibaly. Power down with both hands.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Brogdon. Kispert's checked in for Chris Middleton. 51 seconds left in the third quarter. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Beasley's got 8 points.
More and more as a reliable spot-up shooter. Beasley, with the feet set, knocks it in.
Here's Brogdon. Some solid defense from Reed. The Pistons trailing. Ivy kicks to Beasley. And another three for Detroit.
Yeah, a natural scorer. Ivy is developing into a tremendous playmaker.
Here's Vukcevic, guarded by Stewart. Here's Kispert. Good, nice job down low. Kispert's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Nice delivery there. You can't hesitate when a man comes free on the perimeter. He got it, went right into the shot.
And there's the foul. It's on Koulibaly. That's foul number 2 for him.
13 foul.
Here's Reed. Comes up empty down low. He got it up. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Wizards lead by 1. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the team...
And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to a challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, GA?
Hey, Kevin, thanks. During that last break, I listened in to J.B. Bickerstaff's huddle. Now, he asked the defense to lock it down inside. He said, let's get physical. I don't want them to think we're soft in there. No more easy shots in the paint. So that's what the defense is set to do. Guys?
Thank you, David. Here's Beasley. Can't connect from short range. Washington's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Koulibaly, no good. Here's Ivy. Kicks it out to Beasley. Launches a 3. And it's Jaden Ivey with the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
First team foul.
And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. The Wizards with the lead. Smart with the ball. Going inside. It's George on the wing. Back to Smart. Sarr sets the screen for Smart. 6 to shoot. And Sarr throws it down.
This is why you involve the big man Sarr in pick and rolls. He understands how to take advantage.
Cunningham passes to Hardaway. Hardaway sets a screen for Harris. The offensive rebound. Tries again. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
And the foul on Marcus Smart. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second personal foul. Team second.
Harris looking it over. Pass to Hardaway. Clock at 6. Over Middleton.
How about the length? Tough for any offensive player to deal with the likes of Middleton with those long arms.
Here's George. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Tim Hardaway picks one up. Brent, something the Detroit Pistons unit does so well is push the pace in their game.
Yeah, you love to lean into young players and that vibrant athleticism, but you also have to understand that playing fast comes with quick decision making, and sometimes those don't always go hand in hand. The experience that these guys will have in their growth together and how soon it is that they realize they can help each other, it's going to push them places faster and further than they even realize. Yeah, Cade, hard to stop. He's got his motor revved high tonight.
It's Smart with the drive. Pass to Song. Kicks it down to Middleton. Here's Smart. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. And the Wizards lead by 5.
And he waited for the last possible minute to get that one off. Made a sick adjustment right before he let it go.
Cunningham gets the bucket.
And how about Cade just pushing through that time to finish it off?
And so it's Smart who brings up the ball for the Washington Wizards. Outside, George. And the layup is good.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Hardaway against Smart. Kicks it down to Middleton. Lets it go from deep. Duran pulls it in. Pistons trail by 3. Hardaway for 3. Bangs home the trifecta.
Tim Hardaway Jr. delivers.
On the wing, Koulibaly. Pass to Song. Outside for Smart. In the corner, George with it. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Well, after committing a turnover like that, you're just praying the game doesn't come down to the last possession. You'll remember that one.
Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for Song. Now Cunningham. He's looking for Duran and finds him. An emphatic LU jam.
Now you see Cunningham just getting more and more comfortable in these pick-and-roll situations. He's going to have thousands of them throughout the season.
Koulibaly finds Smart. And yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that narrows the gap to 1.
And some of what Smart gives this team doesn't always show up in the stat sheet, but he makes plays that help you win.
Yeah, not the guy that you want to put at the line in these moments. He's not missing these.
Here's Koulibaly. It counts.
That is world class.
Love seeing that there. A huge possession, and he nets it.
Cunningham against Smart.
You gotta love what Cade Cunningham as a young star is bringing to this game.
And the Wizards with possession. Holmes with a screen on Cunningham. What a big possession right here.
No doubt about it, guys. The tension is palpable.
Hardaway for three. Rebounded by Holmes.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Middleton for three. Rebound, Detroit. And here's Cunningham. Harris outside. Can't get the three to fall. And it's Brian Keefe calling timeout here. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. And we've got a timeout called by Brian Keefe. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. Here's Middleton. Oh, it's no good. And we're headed to overtime. And regulation now Well, 4 quarters weren't enough to decide this ballgame. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime. They've got Sarr. Koulibaly is out there with Smart. Then it's Chris Middleton. And it's George in at the 4.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
And the foul on... Marcus Smart. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And the Wizards making a change here. Holmes checked in.
Checking in for the Wizards. Number 22.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. Left side, Harris. Here's Durant. Washington with the rebound. Holmes got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Good look from the big man as Holmes gets it to the other guy and not forcing his shot.
Harris setting the pick for Cunningham. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
Harris against Middleton. Now, here's Holmes. Tight defense on him. Shot clock at 6. And Middleton kicks to George. Over Thompson. And there's George. That's good on the assist by Middleton. 6 points for George.
Middleton right now seeing the floor and delivering the ball well to his teammates. Good at finding the open man.
And Durant slams it in.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yeah, terrific and one on that one. Those are the kind of plays, guys, that win basketball games.
Gets it down to Middleton. The Wizards working the ball around now. Here's Smart, and there's the drive. And the call will be against Harris. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Holmes with a screen on Cunningham. Here's Koulibaly. Just 5 to shoot. Looking to get it going. Sent back. They get it back. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. Pass to Hardaway. 6 on the shot clock. Harris. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts. But otherwise, the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
Pass to Duran. Yes!
And big-time bucket there. They've got to play for a stop here with the 2-point lead. Most important thing, no open threes.
On the wing, Koulibaly. Misses the tray. And they go to the intentional foul.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
The drive to be great is something that Cade Cunningham quietly possesses, and he has all the tools to be a very special player. You know, that'll ice it right there. Not everybody can keep their composure at the line in such a big situation.
Trifecta! And now they foul and stop the clock.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2. The second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Huge free throws, bumps the lead up to 3, and now they simply have to guard against the 3-ball.
And we've got a timeout called by Brian Keefe. No doubt he is feeling the importance of this moment right now in terms of strategy here. Any thoughts?
And only one choice here. They need a 3. I'm sure he's going to sub in all of his best shooters. Under 2 seconds remaining. It has to be a catch-and-shoot 3 if they hope to tie
it. And so it's the Pistons who come out on top here. And they had some nervous moments down the stretch, but things finally came together for them in overtime.